Hey guys, Joseph the World here, and today, yet again, we are talking about another Pred. But before we get into that, I quickly just want to apologise again for not uploading the beginning of this week and the end of last week. I'll be honest, I kind of got overthrown with overtime at work, like has been the case for the past few months now. I'll be honest, everyone's obviously just booking holidays. Obviously, I've got my holidays booked as well, and obviously, it's just a bit of an inconvenience, but right now I'm rested and I am back, hopefully, now. Anyway, the man you see on your screen is Keith Rogers, a man who we'll talk about what he did in a minute, but the thing you need to know is that he's a Pred, and recently he has been going viral on TikTok. But first we get into that, let's talk about what he actually did. October 2014. Pensioner who had collection of more than 100,000 indecent images of children jailed. A 70-year-old pensioner with a collection of more than 100,000 indecent pictures of children on his computer has been jailed for 12 months at Worcester Crown Court. The sentence would bring ignominy and humiliation on Keith Rogers, said Judge Robert Juckle, QC, and the offences related a dark side in the life of a man who'd been married nearly 60 years. Rogers of Birch, Chopper Strowich, pleaded guilty to 6 offences of making indecent images of children and two offences of distributing them. He was arrested by police in February this year in Operation Spade, which was a crackdown on people obtaining images from Canada. They found 4 laptop computers, 2 hidden in a loft, and a variety of other electronic gadgets. They later discovered that he was renting a mailbox address in Worcester, and they found 2 DVDs containing indecent pictures. Michael Espanol, prosecutor, said Rogers had a total of 100,303 stills and 120 moving images of children. More than 86,000 were at Category C, not the most serious level, and it was 24 samples of these which has been distributed between July and September 2011. Rogers had confessed to a pedillement for young boys, mainly between the ages of 7 and 10. One picture showed a young boy kneeling, and I'm not going to say that, but let's just say it's the position. Mr. said Rogers were fined £2,500 in September 2003 on 2 charges of possessing indecent images of children. Charles Hammer, mitigating, said the fine has been paid and his computer seized. He had signed the offenders register, and for some years the conviction had a salutary effect, but he has now accepted he had an emotional problem, an addiction. He had taken steps to try and cure it. The judge said it was sad to see a man of Rogers' age standing in the dock. The previous conviction should have been a warning. The aggravating factor was not the only possession of indecent material, but the distribution of it. Custody was inevitable, but he had reduced the sentence from the 2 years to 12 months because of the guilty plea. He would serve half and spend the remainder on licence. He made a sexual SHPO order, or a sexual harm prevention order, for 10 years with a similar time to be spent on the offenders register. The judge awarded £340 to the prosecuting costs with a victim impact surcharge of £100. Speaking after the case, DC Mark Churchill said Rogers was convicted as part of a major nationwide investigation which saw us working with the National Crime Agency, forced across the country and other agencies. We targeted the offenders assessing child abuse images from online sites. Children are victimised not only when they are an image of being first taken, they are victimised repeatedly every time the image is viewed. Child thingies need to know that the internet is not a safe space for them to operate. They leave a digital footprint and we will find it. So all around, a pretty disgusting individual with what he was caught with. But recently on TikTok, this user right here has found out that over the last few months, that person, Keith Rogers, is their neighbour. And what they've been doing is going around handing flyers in her neighbourhood, making sure that people know who he is and that, they be careful with their children around him. And obviously, since this took place in October 2024, most likely the offenders register and the SHPO order might not be in place anymore, or it's about to run out since it took place in 2024. Also, since it took place in 2014, and it's been 10 years now, or it's about to be 10 years. But regardless, it doesn't change the fact of what it does, and what I'm going to do is quickly show a few TikToks of her interacting with that guy. Though some of it will have to be muted due to copyright audio.
Is ITV
And
News
each
at
one
10
of these
with
TikToks
Mark
has
Austin
gone
and Julie
semi-viral,
Etchingham.
with each one gaining
Good evening,
thousands
paedophiles.
of views. And that's how I became in the situation. And obviously, I am glad someone is letting the people know in her neighbourhood that this dude did what he did, and everyone should be careful around him, especially younger people. Now, something else I would say,
I just wondered
if
you let him know that you got how much thousands
please
of
be
photos
careful
of kids on your computer.
about how many videos you're doing and what you say to this person, because you never know, one day he could get in contact with police or something and could file a charge of harassment or something along those lines. Obviously, I don't care that she's making these TikToks, but again, I just want her to be careful what she says and does. Anyway, that's all the information I have left to share on this dude. What a disgusting individual who, to be honest, should have been sentenced to far harsher sentences, but I'm not the one who decides these things. Anyway, that's been Keith Rogers, the neighbour nonce, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Make sure to like and subscribe, go follow that woman if you want updates about the situation, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.